Hey, what's good, y'all? It's C Will, and this is the Passive Income Network. On this podcast, we talk about creating assets that produce passive income. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment and say what's good. On this episode, we have a podcast feature with an algo fam, actually, the Algo Owl. So let's bring them on the show.
Hello, hello, hello.
What's
Thank
good,
you
Algo?
yeah, doing all right. Thanks a lot for inviting me to the show.
Oh, most definitely. Happy to have you a part of this NFT series. Dope. Love Algorand NFTs, and I know you do too as well. So let's start it off. Let's introduce the audience to who you are and I guess possibly where you're located in this world.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone can just call me Algo the Owl, or Owl for short. Currently located in the West Coast, but
Oh,
I'm
nice.
not from there. Actually from somewhere in Asia.
Okay.
uh, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. So let's break it down. What is Algo the Owl? I know you have multiple projects. You got a Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. So let's start at Gen 1. And what is Algo House?
Yeah, for sure. So I guess really quickly, the the I started Algorand because I started on Algorand because of Coinbase's Learn to Earn, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
after, yeah, I love that stuff.
Forgot about Learn to Earn.
I need more of those, but uh, I think from there I went on to Reddit and also Telegram, and really saw the NFT community come to fruition. And one of the things that resulted in me actually trying it out, like minting my own project, was through seeing Stitch with the yearlings.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and that's where I decided to try out the creating an NFT project, and I figured to start with pixels. So that's where the first um, series of my collection is came from. It's Algo Owls, right? It's the
Oh,
ones created through pixel art,
yep.
and it features basically owls with Algorand logos as their ear tufts. Yeah. Um,
I've seen those
essentially,
for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So the reason for those ear tufts was basically I was trying to find a way to incorporate the Algorand logo onto um, an animal, right?
Yep.
Um, I actually saw Algo Kittens, like Meow. I don't
Wow.
know if you know, but he's one of the developers. He's also, I think, the first to have really created uh, like a large collection for his NFT project. But essentially, he had Algo Kittens, I think. No, yes, Algo Kittens as his NFT project,
Okay.
and it was basically using Algorand logos to form the kitten itself, the face of a kitten.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, so
That's
so
crazy.
I yeah yeah. So I decided to give it a shot and ended up with owls because I just love owls.
Yeah, that's my next question. Why an owl? So,
Oh man, I would say, well, the main thing is I think owls are one of the more expressive birds, because it's got really big eyes, right? And
mhm,
it's also kind of kooky because of some of the things that it can do. Turning its head 270 degrees or so,
insane.
uh, doing weird head bobbing movements, and overall, I think it's got a nice call to it, like hoot. So that's why I decided to go with owls.
Okay, makes sense. All right. So, let's talk more. So you got so again, Pixel was Gen 1, right?
Correct.
And can you break down what Gen 2 and Gen 3 is?
Yeah, Gen 2, I think, is where my collection really took off. That is the Parliament of Owls, right?
Yep.
And the Owls is actually an acronym that I made up, kind of a play on word for AWOL, like
Yep.
AWOL, right? Except it's AOWL. Um, and it stands for absent and obviously without leave. Um, and the reason for that was this collection kind of came about during the pandemic, right? And
Oh, okay.
people are all working remotely, and who knows? Sometimes someone sitting behind the screen aren't necessarily there. Maybe they're on vacation, maybe they're away. So that's kind of how the name came about. The collection itself is it has 2,000 generative NFTs as well as 69 still in progress, 69 customized NFTs. The idea behind it is to kind of not really reward, but to thank the earlier collectors, the earlier Gen 1 collectors, right? And also introduce a larger series that can bring more people into the community. And so that's how it came to be.
Okay, makes sense. I see, being in the community for a little while myself, it's like a lot of projects didn't know how big they were going to become. So it's like their first generations or their version ones had a lot less in there. And then as time goes, everyone kind of produces more so that way you can have more openings. And I do like that idea. And I feel like the Gen 1s and the V1s become more rare when you do that because there's usually less. And I do like that as a, part of this NFT world. Question, what benefits will the holders receive? I know you said a little bit about the V1s, or excuse me, yeah, V1s will get a V2 if I'm correct. But what about the holder benefits?
Yeah. So really quickly, what has happened essentially was after the V1s were completed, they were all airdropped V2s, and then the rest of the V2s were shuffled off. The holders currently, V1s and V2s, as well as the V3s, all have the opportunity to win customized V2s. And the customized V2s are the ones that are, I think, really special because a lot of times they are the ones that are created tailored to the specific holder's requests. So I know that there was someone, there was one of the holders who was really into, well, he lived, I believe he lived in Egypt for some time. And
Nice.
So there was something there that he held dearly, right? And so the customized owl I gave him was one that had Egyptian inspirations, right? And
I want one now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you hold an owl, and if you hop onto our Discord, I'm sure there are ways for you to get one. There's only a limited number. There's only 69 meme numbers, right? Customized owls meant to be made. But the way that they have gotten their customized owls has been through giveaways, through some fun little interactions. We've done like a scavenger hunt at one point for those, right? We're also creating a simple Discord game that I think we'll be able to use to gain our utility token, which are called Hoots, Hoot, which you could use, which you could use to do raffling. So a lot of projects actually have done, well, they've done it already. The use of utility tokens to do raffling of other NFTs or other prizes. So in our case, we'll probably be raffling off customized OWL coupons. So they could swap it in for a requested customized OWL.
I love the idea. Raffle. So you creating an ecosystem with your own token, Hoots, allowing you holders to use the Hoots to enter raffles and then get a customization. I think it's a great idea, honestly. I love the shuffles. I haven't participated in any raffles yet, but now that they're on my mind, this is the second time I've heard about them. So I think that's a great addition.
Yeah. It's interesting with how everything is. Everyone's trying to innovate. At the same time, though, it's harder to. It's risky to innovate. So sometimes it's easier to kind of follow along the footsteps of others. But we're still trying to, obviously, outside of following others' footsteps, innovate as well.
Yeah. So, okay, can we talk about your team a little bit? How many people are involved in this type of project? And are you also, I guess, I think you already said it, but you're the artist behind it, if I'm correct.
Correct. I can definitely talk about my team. So when I first started out, it was just me. It was after my generation 2 that I finally found myself a community manager. His name is Yomo. You've probably seen him hop around on Twitter and other servers, kind of trash talking people. I'm just kidding. He's cool. He's cool. Everyone loves him. He
Trash talking Yomo.
yeah, no. He there's like a joke going on in among the community where people just bully Yomo. Like that's kind of the term, bully Yomo. But yeah, but he's great. He came aboard to help me after my Gen 2s, as well as in preparation for the now dropped Gen 3s. I've also recently gotten myself a dev called Algorand. He is a coding wizard, and he's the one that's been developing the Discord game. We're looking at other ways to use his expertise as well. And finally, just a little quick shout out. He's not really officially part of the team, but he is definitely a big contributor. He's Run VNC. If you have a chance, feel free to check. Run VNC. Run RUNVNC.
VNC. Okay.
Yeah, VNC. Yeah, he's pretty cool. He has the he's helping a lot of NFT creators with a lot of the minting and minting process for NFTs. From the beginning of generating and pinning IPFS, right, related stuff. Yeah. So we're also trying to push the boundaries in terms of the minting process, right? I'm not sure how much you're into NFTs, but on Algorand, it's very interesting because unlike other chains, we actually, at least until now, we actually have been minting stuff before the drop, whereas others, it's kind of
like Ethereum, you mint as they like kind of do it.
Exactly.
Yes. Minting concept definitely is different with Algorand. They're pre-minted and then they're put into a shuffle or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. With Run DNC's methods, or the things that he's trying to build with us, is it's going to be on demand. So it's going to be similar, if not the same, as other chains where you actually mint it as opposed to buying something that's pre-minted.
You know what? At first, I felt some type of way about that. I was like, "What's up with this minting?" But I realized it was because of Ethereum's gas fees why I didn't like it. But thinking about that same minting style on Algorand would be dope. Like even if a shuffle was that same way you mint it yourself, that is it's definitely getting interesting. I'll say, what do you feel about the new AR, I think C19 standards with the
Yeah, it's so exciting. I really am looking forward to more projects using Arc19. For my project, though, I haven't, and I won't be considering it, at least for my current Generation 3. It is something that can be explored later on.
Yeah.
I like the idea of mutable NFTs, and I think projects like Mingo's, right, Mostly Friends, right, they've done a really great job with the coloring of their friends to different statuses and such. Yeah,
it's getting insane though how fast everything is just moving, the updates and what we could do, but also at the same time provides an opportunity, because what I see with these the Arc19s, I don't think they're on other blockchains like that. I've never heard of anything being it's like almost a concept is hard to understand, a non-fungible token, which is not fungible, right? But then mutable at the same time. It's a concept that we're going to have to do a lot of educating for people outside of this space.
Yeah, for sure. Really excited to see what happens there. But the Generation 3 that we have right now, that's not mutable. So we're actually doing a slightly different path where the Arc19s, essentially, you own the NFT, the pointer, right?
Yep.
But you don't, the image itself can change. With what I have for Generation 3, we're doing something called a burn to mint. At least it's working, and it's a work in progress. That's where you turn in your existing NFT for a completely new one.
Yep.
And that's where the actual minting, right, comes into play as well. So it's no longer pre-minted. Yeah.
I like that idea too. Who does? It's kind of like what Alchemon does that a little bit. It's like taking 2 or 3 NFTs and then you get to evolve them into something that's more rare and valuable. I think that's also a great concept and idea with
Yeah,
NFTs.
yeah. Alchemons is interesting as well. The difference with that compared to what I'm trying to do is that when you trade in your Alchemon, they technically they still do exist. It's just back into their shop, right? Back into the shop for recirculation. Like
Yep,
people
to
can probably buy
resell.
it or win it somehow. But whereas mine, it's when you turn it in, it's gone. Um,
Oh, so
yeah,
okay. So it's like the it's going back to the creator's wallet, where therefore it can be actually burned or destroyed.
correct, correct.
Oh, that's different right there. Yeah. Okay. Good luck on that one too, because I feel like that's another. I mean, it was the first time I'm hearing about this style of burn and mint. So that's dope. Can we talk about some giving back? What are some of the giving back aspects? You know, as looking through your sites and all your information, there's a give back component. Can we talk more about that?
Yeah, yeah. So it's been interesting. When I first did my Gen 2 drop, right, on the shuffles,
Yep.
quick shout out to Kraken on Rand Gallery, by the way.
Oh, big shout out.
Yeah, yeah, he's done amazing. I dropped it on his platform, and at the time, I've seen people do the thing where they, after they sell everything, they take out a portion from their wallet and move it to the charity organization's wallet, right? They send it
Yep.
there.
Yep.
So I pitched it to Rand, to Kraken, that, hey, why don't we just, take out a portion right from purchase? So now it's kind of a donation straight from the buyer. And that's what happened. We've essentially, if I remember correctly, I think it was 6.9% was directly sent to EFF, and then
What's EFF?
4.2%. EFF is the it's the man,
Oh, it's
it's the foundation that's Electronic Frontier Foundation. That's the one mainly regarding freedom of speech, and I think it's like privacy and everything
yeah,
on
Kraken.
the internet.
Yeah, Kraken, I do know that is it, it just popped in my mind as you're saying it, but that's the one that he's always donating to. I've noticed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
as a way, like obviously, amongst that, part of that also. Let's see, we've also done donations to St. Jude's.
Same.
Um, yeah, there was 4.2% from that Gen 2 drop. Currently, with the onboarding of Yomo, we've actually been donating 5% of all sales and royalties each month to St. Jude's. So that's just been slowly accumulating. Um, yeah, and then there were a couple of, I think, yeah, there were a couple of customized owls where we've auctioned it off, for charity. Like they all went to charity, or portions of it went to charity, whatnot. So that's been interesting. Like there's one customized owl for the goannas. Um, that went for 1900. I think that also went to the Tree Planting Foundation. Uh,
That's
it,
a lot.
it, yeah, it wasn't recorded on my wallet though, because I actually sent the asset to them for them to auction and sell it and send it themselves. So yeah.
The biggest sale wasn't recorded, or the yeah,
Oh, good. It's not. It's charity. Who cares?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's on the blockchain somewhere though, for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's slowly start to close out. I know you said Gen 3. Can you share anything else you would like the audience to know about what's happening with your project before we tell them where to find you?
Yeah, for sure. Currently, the Gen 3s are still in the shuffle, right?
Okay.
With a quick reminder, Generation 1, 2, and 3, so the Algo Owls, the Owls, and the Baby Hoot group, which is Gen 3, they all receive weekly airdrops of the Hoot tokens. So you could, if you have your Owls, definitely want to opt into the Hoot tokens so that you receive the airdrops. The tokens themselves will be required when you want to do the raffling stuff from our side, right? As well as for the future burn to mint mechanism.
Okay.
Without it, you won't be able to do a burn to mint, and I think there's a lot planned for that there.
Oh, that's dope. Excellent. I know everyone's going to be excited about that. Okay. Can you tell them where to find you, like your Discord, I guess your website and Twitter?
Yeah. So if you want to find me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is just Algo the Owl, ALGOTHEOWL.
Okay.
I do have a project Twitter, which is called its handle is Owls Hoot Gang, so it's AOWLS underscore HOOTGANG. And that's usually run by Yomo. So if you ever want to holler, just be like, hey, Yomo, and we'll probably say hi back.
Okay, for sure. Okay. All right. And then you have a website as too. Is that the Hoot Gang website?
Yes, hootgang.xyz.
Excellent. So we'll put that on there. All these links will go in the description. And I just want to say thank you for hopping on. Exciting to see the new developments, and you're definitely welcome back in a few months to give everybody an update of how the burning mechanisms are working and any other features and updates on the project.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for taking the time.
Most definitely. All right, just stay around for a moment, and then I'm gonna do a outro.
Sounds good.
All right. Hey y'all, so we had an Algo fam on, Algo the Owl, right? So make sure y'all go to Hoot Gang, their website. I will put all the links in the description. Find Algo the Owl on Twitter, and then make sure you tap in with the Discord. You heard the updates here. Gen 3 is out now with the shuffle. I definitely like shuffle, so I'm gonna go over there and check that out myself. Again, see Will with the Passive Income Network. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I am gone. See the crypto, a digital face, 2021 fiat replace. Had to have it, bank account by Algorand, large amounts.